Hello, Pastor Dr. Mrs. Chioma Ibezim is my name, the President of Singles and Married International Fellowship Outreach and the convener of the Yellow Global Conference. Yellow Global Conference, and yellow means be alert, be sensitive. It's your turn to move, it's your time. Something is about to happen. And Port Harcourt, we're coming Saturday, 28th of June 2025. I want to tell you a story. Come closer. All the single ladies, all the women, this story, you need it. Be very careful who you give birth for. Oh, any church I go and I'm not married, I don't get married in 7 months, I'm not going to be there again, I will look for another church, and if it's not working, I will just look for a man and have a child for. Be careful who you give birth for. Be very careful. I want to take you into the story of Rizpah, one of my amazing women. This is a woman just like Paul had a revelation about justification by faith and was teaching Peter, who actually followed Jesus. This is how the Lord has given me super grace to study about this woman. And I tell you, from second Samuel chapter number 21, I can tell you by revelation what the Lord released and made possible for me to know about this woman. But let's look at 7 and 8, because I'll come back again for 1 to the end. The story of Rizpah. Be careful who you give birth for. I want to talk about the 2 kinds of Mephibosheth. Mephibosheth means dispeller of shame. Mephibosheth means unexpected kindness. That's the meaning of Mephibosheth. Now, there were 2 kinds. There were 2 Mephibosheths in the life of Saul. One was given birth to by Rizpah, a concubine of Saul. And another one was given birth to by Jonathan, the son of Saul. Now, there came a time when there was famine, and there was famine, and there was famine, 3 consecutive years. And David, the man who knew how to inquire of the Lord, went to the Lord and said, what's happening? God said, you broke treaty. You broke treaty against the Gibeonites. So God, what do I do? Go to the king of the Gibeonites. Whatever he tells you to do, do it. Follow this story. And then David sent his men, and they went, and the king of Gibeonites said to him, when they got there, he said to him, well, give me 7 men from the house of King Saul who killed us. David said, it's okay, I'll do that. And David came back, and now the searchlight was in the house of Saul. They were looking for the 7 men. And they found Mephibosheth, the son of Jonathan, crippled. Unexpected kindness, dispeller of shame. They found him, he was crippled. They said, leave him, because there was an oath on him. They said, I had a deal with Jonathan, I'm not supposed to touch his son. So the searchlight was still going. Be careful who you give birth to. And then they found Rizpah, the concubine of Saul, who also had a Mephibosheth. They didn't just take that Mephibosheth. His kindness couldn't even cover for his brother. You know, the shame he couldn't dispel. They took the 2 of them, and the searchlight was still on, and they saw Micah, the daughter of Saul. And this time around, see how unfortunate, what a tragedy that this man that had 5 boys already remarried Micah. And when they traced Micah, they saw that there were 5 boys around Micah. They collected all of them. Your life will never be a sugar cane that will be cut short at the right time. You will never inherit what you know nothing about. What you don't know will never know you. May God lead you to be at the right place at the right time. They collected these boys. They were not Micah's children, but they had become her children by adoption. Those who say adoption is a problem, those boys were counted as Micah's children, and they collected them and they went and killed them. Be careful who you give birth for. The oath on the legal child of Jonathan, spoke for Mephibosheth. But because Rizpah was a concubine, the day Mephibosheth was Rizpah's son was born, there were celebration. Apparently, she must have cried and celebrated and given God all the glory. But I tell you one thing, be careful who you give birth for, because you bring in children into this world, and what was existing that they didn't know about will catch up with them. Be careful. You go to an IVF center and you're desperate to get married. You're desperate to have a child. See, you are a woman, you're a wife, and you're a mother. If you haven't become a wife and haven't become a mother, please utilize your womanhood. You are still God's blessing. You are still God's choice. There is a purpose. Why don't you follow that purpose? There is no age. Anybody cannot get married. I'm telling you, I've had in the ministry that I run, people get married in their 60s. There is no age. You are the one disturbing yourself. Yes, you're getting older. The older you become and you grow into, the more chances of having multiple babies. Be careful who you give birth for. And so you go to an IVF center because there is one rich man that you have connected to, and pregnancy is not working, but you want it to work by all means. Please just fertilize it. Get me pregnant. I'm going to put it on him. Whether he likes it, I need this money. You are so limited that you have seen your entire life in the life of a mortal man. Your life, you have put your entire life in the life of a mortal man. A man that's not even in charge, in control of his own life. A man that is not even in control. I always say, if there is a photocopying machine and then we take in a black and white document and we say, give it to me colored, and then we put it through the photocopying machine and it brings it out colored and then gives to us exactly, what do you think? Which man, which woman can God not photocopy for you? Why have you limited your life that people commit suicide and people just die? Because you're so limited that you feel that outside of this one, your life has ended. Remember, that one didn't make you. Be careful who you give birth to. The story of Rizpah is one that we should learn. I'm coming with the other lessons from chapter 2 verse 1 to the end. I have all the information, but I want to start in the middle, verse 7 and 8. One Mephibosheth was spared, another one was not. Do you have scriptures for each child you've given birth to? It might be favored, you might be favored now, and you're celebrating, but you know how that child came into this world. You know the truth. You know how the child. I tell you the truth. Are you not putting somebody in danger? Are you not setting up a time bomb? Be careful who you give birth to. All that glitters can never be gold. Some are bronze, some are metal, some are even iron. Be very careful. There is nobody God cannot give you. I never saw any lady whose prayer request was, God, I want to get married. If you have seen that one in the Bible, tell me. But I know ladies who were at the well and they got married. I didn't see any woman who ran to Jesus and said, Jesus, son of David, I want to have a miracle baby. I've been praying. I don't know what the problem is. I cannot get pregnant. But I saw that even the appearance of Jesus' barrenness took off because there was no woman in that state. Maybe it reappeared after Jesus left. Be careful who you give birth for. Be careful. They have money, they have wealth, and by all means, you're putting some people in danger.